Tonight on DFY Magic Themes, we're going to look back on 2023, plus lots more stuff. And I hope you had a wonderful week. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. First in the room tonight was Tommy, followed by Barry, Bob, Richard, Stefan, Colin. Welcome everyone who's in the Zoom room. If you are watching on Facebook and you're an Inner Circle member, nip over to the Inner Circle group where you can get the link to join the Zoom call. All this and lots of more. I can't believe we're about a week away from Christmas. Where's that time gone this year? Absolutely mad. Anyway, we'll get going any minute now. And a merry, merry, happy Christmas to you, Robert.
And a happy Friday to you, Stephen. Love the Christmas jingle. I thought that was very cute. Really did. Even the hat at the end.
I always surprise you. Why is it I always end up with a big hat and you always end up with the small hat each year?
I don't know. You're trying to say I have a big head or something. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But it's okay. It's totally okay. But
I quite enjoyed the dancing Santa. It was quite cool watching some of our members in the Zoom room smile while Santa was dancing away. So that was quite good.
It was very cute, and I'll just say happy holidays to everybody, because it's not just Christmas out there. There's what we have now, at least 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 different holiday beliefs, if you want to call them that are out there. So it's politically correct to say happy holidays, versus happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, because you have Hanukkah,
and whatever you're celebrating, we hope you have a safe and wonderful holiday season.
It's all about the family at the end of the day.
Yeah, and take some time off. You know, the thing is in what we do when we work for ourselves, it's so easy to get stuck into work a bit too much sometimes. And then you forget about your true values, and you've really got to focus on your family, give the family time, because sometimes if you get too much into work and you don't give them that time, then, you can miss out on, like, my kids are growing up all the time. We're just saying today, Emily, who is my daughter, who's 11 now, she looks so grown up all of a sudden. She's had a new set of clothes for her birthday that was last week. And she just looks so grown up, and I'm wondering where the years are gone. We've got a 27-year-old son right the way down to a 9-year-old son. So with 4 girls in between, it's mad. But they're all brilliant in their own way.
It goes by fast. That'll say for sure. My youngest is 27. So it's like, where did those years go? But.
And that's why you got to enjoy work at the same time as enjoying your family. Take time out and spend a bit of time with them. And that's why I enjoy. But it didn't take me long to put that jingly part at the start together. But I just think it's a little bit of fun, a bit of festive, joy at this time of year. and it makes some people smile, and that's what it's there to do.
Well, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
We don't need a jingle to make people smile. I can tell you that right now. We
Yeah,
can come up with
we
some
just we just
stuff that
we
will
just got to
make
show
people
up.
smile. it's it's the it's the things that happen in life that you have to go back and laugh at, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And those are the life lessons that are so important. But in all seriousness, what we always say, if you're passionate about something, it shows through. If you're passionate about something, you'll take action and get it done. And sometimes it's more than passion. Like I told this story before, right? That I was absolutely petrified to do a live video. I was just, I don't know what the mental block was, but either the whatever the camera shy thing is, and I'm not the only person that has that. There's many people that are camera shy that don't want to be on a webcam, that don't want to talk in front of a live audience. And it's a real thing, right? And when I started to think about doing the lives, I was following somebody that opened up a YouTube, a Facebook group, and I'm eternally grateful to him doing that, because when he did that, it was just to go in and practice going live, right, on video in this group of 20 or 30 people, and you were in a safe group like we are. We're in a safe group in the inner circle, especially when we get out of all the live groups, all the free groups, and we can talk about anything, right? And that's why we save all the good stuff for when we're in the inner circle, so that we can discuss your individual needs or issues. But that being said, I reached that point where I had to go live, and I had to push that button to go live. And I tell you, I was sweating. I was to the point of throwing up. I was so, it was such a traumatizing thing for me. And I don't know why, I don't know where it came from, but that's where it was. And that's only a few years ago. So all of us have different struggles. All of us have different things that are going to push us or not push us. And this is real too, Stephen. And I think sometimes it's overlooked a lot that some of us are afraid of success. That's a pretty profound statement if you think about it. We all want success. We want things to just work right and be good and make a lot of money and have all everything ranking and just be the hero of the day for all these businesses. But at the end of the day, some of us have a fear of actually having success in what they're doing, and they hold themselves back. So what does that lead to? It leads to the damn accountability partnership, because we need it. We need to be accountable to something, to somebody, for some reason. In most cases, it's marriage. We're accountable to our partners, right? Or
Yeah.
we're accountable to our family, or we're accountable to our friends. But this internet thing, this is a weird individual struggle to be accountable to yourself. And I say it before and I'll say it again. It's very easy for me to say, I don't need to do that today. I can put that off till tomorrow. I work for myself, right? But that doesn't get things done. If we don't hold ourselves accountable or have somebody holding us accountable, we can blow it off so simple that nothing will get done. And what we tend to do is start jumping from topic to topic to subject to it's so easy to get lost in Facebook. You can be lost in Facebook in 30 minutes to 3 hours and not even know where the time went. But being held accountable, that's what the talk is about today, first of all. Because the accountability program that we're putting together, the No Excuses to Fire Deal accountability program, again, we can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. But if you find yourself struggling to go forward and get something done, whatever the mental block, the roadblock, the tech block, the thing that's in your way the most is you. It's between here in most cases. But it's like going to school and the teacher gave you homework and you got to get that homework done. Because when you go back to school, that teacher's going to ask for that homework. And you're going to have to either present it or come up with the excuse of why the dog ate your homework. Right? Because that's what it is. It's always an excuse that why I couldn't do it. But you had the same amount of time that everybody else had to do it. So the accountability program is a structure. It's not a Steven's going to reach through the monitor screen and shake you by the throat until you get the thing done. We don't have that technology. It's
Yet.
not we can send a electric pulse through the computer that you get zapped by the keyboard because your stuff is late. We can't do that. But we can be here for you. And we can set up a ridiculous schedule. Ridiculous. I'll say it again, ridiculous. 30 days to set up the agency site for a Done For You Magic Themes website. It's ridiculous. Redonkulous. It's whatever you want to call it, Linus, because it's insane that we're giving 30 days to do that. But it's a no excuses program. And Barry's time frame, he might be buried because he's done so much work to his website that he's got clients to serve. And he can't get to the things on the same schedule as Tommy can, or Bob, or Richard, or Stefan. Everybody has different things in their life that are going on, right? That we have to be accountable to get these other things done as well as what we're going to do in the accountability program. So we made a ridiculous milestone of 30 days. Now, for those that you already know this, the agency website is going to take you about 8 minutes to hit the restore file, and it's on your domain. How long did it take you to get there? You know, I don't care if it took you 24 hours. I don't care if it took you 2 days. It doesn't matter. The reality is the training is fast enough to get you there with a support desk. Even if you had to do support tickets, you can get it done in 2 days because we're going to answer your tickets. We're going to get you over the hump if you got stuck. But none of that matters. The point of it is the milestones and the accountability partner program. If you're going to get involved in it, take action and do it. If you're going to get in that program, we expect there's no question about it. We expect you to do what it takes to get that done. Can you get it done sooner? Absolutely. For the people that know what we do and why we do it, can get that whole thing that we're going to lay out for 30 days done in 3. But it's okay. It doesn't matter when it gets done. The point of it is that you're pushing forward and you're taking action and you're meeting the milestones. What do the milestones look like? Setting a DNS, pointing it at your hosting, right? And waiting 24 hours or 48 hours if you have to for the name service to propagate. If they're not there at the hosting, you can't put on the site, right? You can't move forward. So you buy your domain name. In most cases, when you're buying a brand new domain name, it propagates instantly. But if you had a domain name sitting out there doing nothing, waiting for your someday agency website to be built, right, that you haven't got to, it may take that 24 to 48 hours for the name service to propagate. And it's okay. It doesn't matter. The thing is, we see people struggle to focus. We see people, even though the simplicity of what we do, and I'm going to come back around to it because it's Stephen and I have done it for so long. We take light to it now. We don't think about it so heavy. The support that we're giving you guys is worth 10 times the value of anything that you've ever paid for. I'm telling you from personal experience, when it comes to getting something done and you get stuck and something doesn't work the way it's supposed to work, And you can turn in a ticket and get a answer. And if the answer doesn't suffice your problem, in most cases, what I see is the problem just goes away. It gets resolved for you. And if I'm speaking wrong, please correct me in the chat. But when there's a support ticket or there's an issue that you have, we're not perfect. And Greg's not perfect either. He's made some boo-boos. But in the end, we always make sure that it's right and we push it forward so that it's no longer a problem. The support desk system that's in place, by the way, I am like going Messenger blind because Messenger just draws me away from the things that are priority for me to get done. So when it comes to Messenger, I'm sorry. It's not that I'm being rude. I'm not taking the time to look at Messenger as a priority anymore. I'm looking at support tickets with Stephen as the priority. And I'm going to answer in there with Stephen and Greg to get the priorities of the support tickets. So we've had some things come up that have gotten missed in Messenger because me individually or Stephen individually or Greg individually doing messengers, they're not documented for us. Everything in the support desk is documented, so we can make sure there's record and we can always follow up on something that we thought was resolved. Maybe it wasn't, and the ticket got reopened for another reason. But that's a little sidebar. What you guys have, hand on my heart, is the most valuable thing that you can have is somebody to go to and help me get my problems resolved on something that I don't understand that's going to stop me from being accountable. The accountability program is about you building your agency site first and taking this whole thing to the next level so that you have 9 more assets, digital assets built, and we're looking in 60 days. And it's totally doable because, again, ridiculous. We gave you 30 days just to get the agency site built. If you guys go through that training, and again, it's not to be, if it takes somebody 30 days to do it, that's okay. I'm not picking on the time frame. I'm picking on the milestones that we created are so achievable it's not funny because of how much time it'll actually take you to do it. And at the end of the day, we've said it before, we'll say it again, and Stephen backed me up on this. Building websites and spending months doing it, like many of the other groups, is not where you make your money. There's no money in building websites. There's money in getting the client involved in the website. That's where the paydays come in. That's where the money starts coming in. So building a site for 6 months when you can't get it done anywhere else or anyhow, other systems that are out there, you do what you have to push forward. Hand on my heart, first site, 1.5 years, because I didn't have the support desk that you have now. So that being said, the accountability program is in play. The link is in the inner circle first, and then we're going to start putting it out in some of the other groups. And we're going to reach that point. We say, nope, can't do it. We can only support so many people, and then we're going to pull the plug on who gets in.
I'm going to pop it in. I'm going to pop the link in the Zoom chat, and that way, then anyone here, if you register for the DFY program, we're going to start it in January. Make sure you're on the email list because we will email out to you from that list, purely that list, about dates and times and how things are going to work. So make sure you go and register, and make sure you're on the email list. All right.
So who is the accountability program for? Everybody. Who's going to use it the most? The people that want to take action, that really want to win at this. And I don't care if you built 1 site or 10 sites already. you should be in it. You should see what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And you should share your knowledge in that group, right? So that we keep building our community strong, because every one of us have different assets that we can offer and help other people in different ways. And it's the caliber of people that we have in our group around us is so diverse and so well educated in wisdoms of the world, I'm going to say, because it's not always college professors. It's people with real world experience that understand what happens out there. And as we put this together, the reason for putting it together is you are going to be accountable to us, and we are going to be accountable to you. And in this process, we're going to do things that we have never done before. And that's the passion behind it for Stephen and I, especially myself, is to be able to give back to a community that has given us so much, that has supported us through the things that we've been through. And we appreciate all of you for it. So as we get into the accountability program, is it unachievable? No. Is it simple, simplistic? The builds are, but I can't say what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. You have to take action and you have to move forward. What's it going to cost you? The accountability program is free. We're not charging for it. However, we are going to use Done For You Magic Themes websites and the Done For You Build, Rank, and Rent training. So if you don't have access to our members area, you have to get in. That's just how we're going to do this. We're not going to do this spending 6 months to build a site. We're going to spend 6 minutes and do it the way that we do it. Now, all the other bells and whistles that go along with our builds are going to be part of this. And at some point, some of you may not have all the tools that we have, and we'll start talking about that after we get the builds done. But everybody's going to have the opportunity to get their agency site built and 9 niches. Do they have to be all the same niche? No, it's your business. You create what you want to create out there. But Steve and I are gonna build 9 different niches. We're gonna start building our business again, because that's what we need to do. All of this started because of our need for the tools that we've developed that you guys have had access to and are using faster than we've been able to use ourselves. And it's okay, because now we understand in 2024, the accountability program goes into play, and we are going to hold you accountable and you're going to hold us accountable, and we're going to go forward with that. And we're going to keep giving everything we can. And I'm sure, because I know that we've slated other things to be done, projects, but we put them off till next year because we have to finish the things in front of us and we have to start the accountability program in January. You want to add to that, Stephen?
No, it's going to be very exciting. We have got lots of good training coming up, and we want you guys to be on this journey with us at the end of the day, and so those that register for this, and the reason we're doing it the way we're doing it at the moment is we're allowing DFYers in first, the inner circle people in first, and then from Monday next week, we will put the link in the other groups. And so basically those that have got in early, we'll have a list to make sure you always get in on the calls that we're doing. And then anyone else after that, if we run out of spaces, we will allow people in after the inner circle members have got in. That's the key to this. So, which is why we're only sharing initially the link in the inner circle and inside of here. So if you want to be part of that and all the training we're going to be doing, then make sure you're registered and get notified. The plan will be there'll be a separate Facebook group which you'll be invited to, and we'll be doing content in there for this DFY's program. And then once a month we'll have a Zoom call. We're thinking possibly a Sunday evening, probably around at this sort of time, maybe a little bit earlier, to make it on people in the UK. We'll get down to the nitty-gritty of times in the new year for that. And then once a month we'll get to meet up and see how everyone's doing. We want everyone to sort of move on. In the first month, I think we said we were going to do an extra meeting, didn't we, Robert? So, like
we'll probably have a kickoff start meeting, and then 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, then we'll do the first meeting to catch up. Where, look, there is no possible way on earth for us to pick a time and a day that everybody can meet in a Zoom call and be on one time frame. It's just impossible. So why are we doing it that way? Because all the training is already recorded. All the training that we're relying on is already done. The support desk is for you guys with priority support to get your questions answered, to get those things built. Then we'll have the Facebook group that if somebody's stuck. Look, if Tommy came to me tomorrow and said, I don't get it, I don't understand what you guys are doing, and he's writing me a support ticket, it just doesn't make sense to me how you got from here to here. And I can answer Tommy back in a text message, right? And he's going to go, WTF, I don't get it. I still don't get it. So we'll get on a call with Tommy and we'll fix him up. We'll get him straightened out and he'll move forward. And that's the kind of support that we give. If we can answer the question for him and he understands it and he's good, go bang, boom, he's done. If he can't get it, we're going to help him. That's what we do. That's when I say to you, our support system is worth 10 times the value of anything everybody's ever spent having to do with Done For You Magic Names or any of our products. Because it's about you guys getting to where you need to get to. So the way that we're set up is we have people already from all over the world hooked up into Done For You Magic Teams. We got people waking up in the morning, right? At the same time as us. And we have other people that are just going to bed when we're waking up. They're on a completely different clock. So we can't have a time frame of the Zoom call that everybody's going to be able to attend. So we're going to record them. All the training is already recorded. All the training is in the members area. So you guys are going to go do the training. And you're going to go through it. And you're going to get stuck. If you get stuck, you're going to let us know. And we're going to fix it. And we're going to move you forward. That's why I said to you, a 30-day calendar to build the agency site is ridiculous. Because it's not going to take that long. However, I can't push the things in your life out of your way to say you have to work at this time, this many hours, this many days. I can tell you it's not a lot of time. But I can't tell you when you can get to it to get it done.
Yeah.
So we've set it up for your success. And that's how we've done it. If we try to rely, again, on a Zoom call to go step by step and take 10 people and say, you click this button and you click that button, you click this. We've already done that in the members area. It wouldn't work. But we can come in on the Zoom call to the Q&A because that's part of the accountability. That's the part where I got to have my homework done or I can't come on the call. Right? And we're going to have those check-ins. We're going to have those milestones. It's not a college course. It's not a kindergarten class. It's moving forward with knowing that you have the support of what we're going to do, anything we can to help you guys get past the roadblocks that are going to stop you. That's what the accountability program is to me. That helping hand that's going to pull you up the cliff when you're stuck and you can't climb anymore. That's what it's for. The go-getters, the people that can do it on their own, you just take it and run. You use the checklist, you use the tracking sheets that are going to be given to you, you put in your niches, you put in your information, you just document everything so you have it and you build. Again, and if you think I'm wrong, it's okay. But having websites and building websites doesn't make you money. It takes your time. But having those assets ready to bring them to the people that are going to give you money, right? It's those nuances of the things that you learn how to get to that point. Because once you built the agency site, the other 9 are built the same way, or however many you're going to build. All our sites are building the same way. So it's not rocket science every time you get into it and you have to go figure it out anymore. That's what version 7s have become, and that's what they are. They're made to be simplistic in design so you can follow and build, edit, and get them rented.
Mm.
And it's, again, we will never, ever tell you how to run your business or what your business is. We'll never do that. We will tell you what we would do or how we're going to do something, but it's up to you what you charge, what you don't charge, what you give away, what you don't give away. That's your business. Now, that being said, we promise to give you help to build an agency. Well, first of all, we're giving you the best tool we can, the agency website. Business in a box, run with it. Next thing is we're going to give you a full checklist of what most digital marketing businesses require to have online. Will it fit everybody's needs? Probably not. But it'll give you a general guidance of the things you got to think about. An LLC, whether you should have one or you shouldn't have one. Copyright information, legal page information. Those are things that if you don't think about it ahead of time, going forward, if you're really going to be in business, you better be in business. Don't toe tip in this. Either be in or don't be in. This is not a hobby anymore. Be in business, make money, and keep going. Oh, look at Sarah. She's got an LLC yesterday. Good for her. If you don't know what a limited liability company is, you can look it up online. It's a low cost way to write off a lot in taxes and protect yourself. Because if
It's absolutely well worth getting. And just to say, I know Robin Fraser in one of our groups said, can I have the link? We are today sharing the link with the Inner Circle members only. Though, if you want to get to the Inner Circle, dfimagicthemes.com/live4u, and you're welcome to join the Inner Circle. But if you wait till Monday, in all of our groups, we'll be putting the links out. We want to get the Inner Circle members in first. To look after them, make sure they've got places on the course, and then we'll open up places to other people. And when we get to a certain number, we're going to close the doors because we don't want hundreds of people in, because we want to make it manageable so we can support you. Even close to 40 people is quite a hard thing to manage, and we haven't put a number on it yet. But me and Robert said at one point a maximum of 50 people. But more than likely, a lot less.
This is what I love about my partnership with Stephen, right? Is I'm thinking 10 minutes ago, 40 people with support tickets is probably a max we could handle, right? So what does he say? He says 40 people. It's just so funny how our thinking comes out sometimes. But see, the difference is those are 40 active people. Those are 40 people taking action. And I'm going to say this out loud. I don't want you even to think about being in it if you're not going to do it. Don't take that seat away from somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, the training's free. But that's not the point. If you're not going to do it, and you're not going to really go at this, and Stephen, I'm having a hard time even thinking that 30 days to do the agency build when it can be done in. If I was starting brand new, didn't know what HTML meant, right, or website or WordPress, a couple 3 days following your training and a couple of support tickets, I could have that thing built, right? Is it going to be perfect? It doesn't have to be. It just has to be on the Google Calendar, on the Google Clock to start ranking. And then the rest of it is not instantaneous. The rest of it is a little bit of work. It's having the company information. It's having a Twilio phone number. It's having some citations. It's having some social media accounts. We go through it all. And we tell you where to go get it if you don't know how to do it. But none of that matters. What matters is we want people in there taking action and getting it done. So don't take a spot if you're not going
Mm.
to do it.
And something else, the reason we chose the 30-day on the first run was because so a lot of people have full-time jobs already. So you get home and you've got to take time out. So the way we designed this was if you did an hour a day, all right, in those 30 days, that's more than achievable to do the steps you need. In fact, I reckon if you did an hour a day for a week, you'd have it done. Right. But we don't want you feeling overwhelmed and feeling like, oh, I can't do this. We want this to very much be follow the steps, dung, 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 dung. And at the end of it, you've got yourself with DFY Magic Fiends, an agency website set up, and a bunch of other niches set up, ready to do the outreach part, go out to businesses. I've just taken on a community radio station where I'm based, and they are paying me. I'm because they're community. I'm doing it for a very cost price for them to help look after them. And so we've set up the website and we're going to start ranking it locally. Now, thanks to the agency site, I converted the agency site to become the radio station site. And as soon as the site's complete and I'm happy with it, I'll share it into the groups with people so they can go and have a look. And it's all about just taking action, and that's our plans. I got asked the other day by somebody, can I share my sites, right? And the problem I have is I've got contract agreements with people who are renting from me, and confidentiality agreements of not sharing out those details. So why do you think we're doing the accountability program? Because anyone who signs up for those, we've changed the contract. We've said we're going to be sharing it in our groups. If you don't want to rent from us because of that, please don't rent. That's pretty much the word. It's not to those exact words, but it's to that effect. It's if you don't like us sharing the sites into our Facebook groups and on YouTube, please don't rent these sites. Now, most companies probably won't mind in the end because they're going to get more exposure, they're going to get more views on the sites. But when it's a bit like me saying to the inner circle members, right? When they share a site with us, right, we do not share it with anyone else. It stays within the help desk support system, which is why we say always open a ticket and put all the details in there because it's safe and secure. If you put it on Messenger to us with a password, we can't guarantee that's going to be secure on Messenger. All it takes is one of our accounts to get hacked and someone has got all these passwords out there, which is why we never share passwords on Messenger. Robert and I'll say to Robert, I'll chuck a ticket to you. All right, you can go and see it in the ticket system, and then it's secure there. So and it's the same as if I started sharing the site addresses of our inner circle members, I'm sure that they wouldn't like it, And so we don't have written agreements between us and the inner circle members, but it's sort of a gentleman's agreement. I will not share anything of somebody's who's raised a support ticket with anybody else. The only people that'll get to see it is the support people, Robert, Greg, and myself. Right. And we have written agreements between one another to say we will not share it outside the business. And that's just a common courtesy thing. And so we were keen to start doing more stuff. I share my my web agency site, and I haven't, because of all the support I've been doing and recordings and everything else that we've got to do at the moment, I haven't had time to focus on my own rank and rent business. Lucky enough for me, when tickets come in from people who rent sites from me, a very minor occasional, like, oh, can you update this for me? That's it runs itself virtually, which I'm very lucky, and I've also got family members who help me out. So that part of the business runs by itself. And so when we have to do a big upgrade on something like recently the licensing, we've spent time on this, making sure that the systems run smooth. And as all you inner circle guys know, if something goes wrong, we'll spend the money to put it right. We're in here for the long haul. We want 2024 for you guys to be the best year ever. We want you guys to have your agencies set up. And a fair few in this group are making money already. We know you are because you tell us. And that's the exciting thing about this is you guys doing that,
And
Uh,
that's only the ones that tell us. Not everybody tells us. And it's
yeah,
okay. It's your business, right? It has nothing to do with us. But at the end of the day, this is where um, for me it becomes personal. It becomes I've seen it. We've helped people divert disaster, right? Because they almost went there. And we just explained the difference of what you're going to get caught up in. And when you see it for the first time, you don't understand it. But when it's explained to you what you can do, what you can't do, then you make a decision based on the knowledge that you have. And I'm just going to leave it at that. That knowledge is key, and support is the next thing, right? So every time we help somebody see the light, so to speak, it's not that they have to buy into what we're doing, because that's not always the case. Sometimes we just reference them to another tool that they go get and they use. But I looked at and actually created a video the other day, the Done For You Magic Themes platform. And I wrote everything down. I was really like impressed how much is there now. And we've achieved our goal of having these tools in place to make it simplified, to build it quickly, to get it rented, and then to rank it, right? And when you have the knowledge of what it takes to do that, and the tools that make it simple, the tools that make it automated, then you have the gold mine. Then it's a matter of working the system. And again, it comes back around to some people don't believe that they can have success. Some people don't believe that they can do this. It's a mind game. If you don't believe you can do something, you're right. You're absolutely 100% right. You're not going to do it because you're not going to take action. You don't believe in it. But the things that come out of us when we're supported and we have fears erased of moving forward. And that is why I started calling it the no excuses, because you don't have an excuse anymore. You can't say, I don't understand it, because you just have to ask and we'll explain it to you. If we don't have an answer, we'll find somebody that does. But this is not rocket science, guys.
mm.
Ranking websites is not rocket science. It's knowing, having the knowledge of understanding what the competitors are doing and what they're doing different than you.
Yeah.
And we've been through that 1,000 times, if not more. But it's taking the action, it's moving forward, and it's building sites. And I'm going to say it again, building sites doesn't make you money. Never will. It's going to take your time. But they're the assets that you're going to rent to make the money. So if we're not spending our time working on the assets to be sold or rented, then we're not doing the right things.
Just to say, because we had a message coming from Robin, um, the if you refresh the page to the live for you, I've just updated the link. The price on there is just for the inner circle. If you want to find out more about DFY Magic Themes, you just go to dfymagicthemes.com, and the starter plan is now on the front page. And like I said, on Monday we'll be sharing the details of the DFY program from January. There will be spaces still available on Monday, so don't panic necessarily. If you want to, you're quite welcome to join the inner circle. And I've just updated the link on there. So if you refresh that page, you'll see I've done an update. So
And
hopefully that's shared with him. All right.
since you brought that up, Stephen, let's just talk about that for a second, because everybody in here in the inner circle knows this stuff. But at the end of the day, most of these programs to get involved with and we've sold them for thousands of dollars, right?
Mm.
To get in to have the sites built. And for some people, that was one of those things they just couldn't hit it with this big lump sum of money to come in and have to buy all this stuff, right? So they buy other things and buy other things and keep buying other things, and they go broke because they never
Mm.
work. They never get supported. I have $1,000 t-shirt on. How many of you guys have $1,000 t-shirt? I do. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show it to you, but it's $1,000 t-shirt. And I wore it to remind me that I had this t-shirt, right? I bought into a program. It was over $1,000. Didn't work. It wasn't supported, but I got a t-shirt. Okay. And how many of you guys have been in that? It's the same thing over and over again, right? So when you look at Dump You Magic Themes, and what we put together is a package. And Steve and I said, well, we should bundle this package, and you have this niche with this niche and that niche with the other niche, and do all the things like everybody else does. But we're the fires. We don't do what everybody else does. So instead of doing it that way, we have the library. Why do we have a library? Because as we keep building niches, the niches that you need or are interested in are in the library, right? And you choose from the library. Are they all in there? No, we're still growing them. But rather than you have to buy the plumber and the dentist to get real estate, right? We didn't do it that. We give the whole library. You choose from the library what you want to build, what you're passionate about. And in our program, we have a monthly program. You can get the 10 niches out of the library, 10 activations, because we license it all. So you have control. But at the end of the day, 10 fully built rank and rent websites starting out at 197 is our silver package. Where do you get a website for $197? That's a monthly cost. But the idea is not to be being making payments. The idea is to be making money. And
Mm.
each rents, if you can rent, again, it's not building websites that makes you money, it's renting them. So renting them at $500, you're making $5,000 a month and you're spending $197. That's a good return on investment. But if you are just spending $197 a month and not building and not renting and never making money, it's a bad investment. So it's take action and do it. Take action, follow somebody that you know, like, and trust, and do it. And maybe we're not it. But in most cases, what we're finding, what we're hearing, what we're seeing are people have a hard time getting started. The
Mm.
tech stops them. They get sidetracked. They get roadblocked. And that's why we're doing the accountability program. That's why we're limiting the seats. It's not a scarcity. It's a scarcity for us because we're scared to death. We're gonna have so many people, so many tickets, we're not gonna be able to handle it all. So we're not just
That's
gonna
why we
open
got.
the door.
That's why we got the sign up form, because the way we're going to do it is, once we know the DFY, all the tribes that want to be in are in. On Monday, we're gonna launch it out on the other channels, and the way it's going to work is it's done in order. As people sign up, we're told what order it's done in. So we're gonna say, okay, we've got this many spaces, and the first so many people will send an email out to, and we will then give them a short amount of time to sign up. Then we're going to change the link to get in, and then the next batch, and that's how we're pretty much going to do it until all the seats are filled up. So when an email goes out to you, the inner circle members, once you've signed up, you're in. We'll make sure you're okay, and that you know all you got to literally do is be active in the group that we're going to set up, and also if you can't make it to the calls once a month on a Sunday, just let us know. I know we got some people in Australia that can't make it, so just make sure we're aware in some way in the group that you can't. All right, we want every seat to be taken by people who are going to take action. We want 2024 to be the year for you guys that you're going to run an agency. There's an interesting concept in another group that I'm in about that they build sites and they charge for hosting, right? And they can charge like, a couple $100 a month for hosting. And I worry about that concept, and I'll tell you why. Because once you've given access to a site to somebody, which is what they would probably insist on. If you're only charged with hosting and giving them a site on top, nothing's stopping them from backing that site up and taking it to another host and cancelling with you. Now, the way DFY Magic Themes works is the themes are licensed. The Magic Code Builder is licensed. So if you ever decide to sell a site with us, you don't hand out the key that we've handed you for your plan. You reach out to us and say, I'm going to sell a site, and we'll sell you a key at a sensible price one time to sell that site on. Now, if person's giving you a deposit, let's say, I don't know, you charge them 8K and they're giving you 4K, but they don't pay you the rest of the money. Well, you contact us, we'll cancel the key. The site will stop working until they pay you the rest of the money. So you're safeguarded. Now, with other systems that I've seen, where you build a site for somebody, you set it all up for them, and then they log in and they get around the system so that they do a backup. They download it, they put it on their own server, they change the name servers over because they own the domain name. Next minute, you've lost the site and you lost 4K. That's not fair. And also, sometimes they can even try to charge the money back. Gumroad's very good because if you've got a Gumroad account, and it's free to have one, by the way, you can set monthlies up with them, or yearlies or quarterlies on billing payments. And what's cool about them, but in the policy section, no refunds. If someone tries to do a chargeback, right, Gumroad will fight it all the way back to the bank to say the policy is no refunds. Now, obviously, if they've just signed up and it's like a couple of weeks later, they may not. You may lose it. But if it's a month, 2 months later, they're going to fight it for you, and it's free. Same as I think Lemon Squeezy's another one, a bit like Gumroad. I think their fees are lower, and once again, they do the same thing. So you have some great.
I like that name,
Lemon Squeezy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right?
Yeah.
To answer your question, Manny, you're in the Friday calls right here, right now, so you're good. And then Barry, thank you. No one comes anywhere near what you guys provide for your members from product support and backup. And I was going to say, anybody that has already built the agency website and has experience with what that looks like, if you had to put a dollar value for somebody to buy that agency site done for them, put a number in the chat for me, what you think the value of that site would be.
Robert, can you do me a favor?
Hmm.
I'm having a problem on my screen. Can you approve, Robin?
Let me see.
Some reason my screen's not letting me. I don't know why. So I was trying to get to it on my phone as well, and Facebook's been really weird lately on approving stuff. I'm gonna have to try and find out what's going on. Maybe clear my cache. That's the thing with Google. Just to say as well briefly. If you ever have any problems with your websites, clear your cache in Google Chrome because Google Chrome's been doing weird stuff lately. So that's just a pre-warning. Have you been able to do it?
It didn't pop up.
I'm on there now, so I can approve him. I just got on my phone.
Okay. So some answers came back. 500. At least an easy 2K to 3K. That's Manny, you're spot on. That's what the numbers are for a basic custom site build in Google. Barry says $2,000. Richard Brown says 1,500, but at least up to 3,000. And I sold 3K on top of never lower. Manny, largest amount he sold 20K. Good for you, Manny. It brings up another point. The confidence level that you're at raises the value of what you're selling. And if you guys that I know are salesmen out there know that when you're confident in your product of what you're selling, people aren't buying the product, they're buying you. So if you're hedging around that, the value and you're selling yourself short because you don't believe in what you're doing, then they're going to pay that amount, which is going to be way underselling the value of where you're at. And
Mm.
if you Google your area, this I tell people this all the time. Google your area for a custom website. What's the value? Because different areas have different price ranges, right? Especially in different countries. But when you're actually looking for a localized website for a niche, you Google that area for that niche and specify. Is it a 5-page website? Does it have content? Is it a 10-page? Is it a single page? And then see what Google tells you. They'll set the stage for you. And in my area, it's always between $2,000 and $3,000. However, the limit is how much content you get for that number. It's normally way lower in the amount of content. And everything changed with ChatGPT. However, the content still has to hit the website. It still has to read right. It still has to say the right things. It still has to be SEO optimized. There's other factors that come into all this. So what we're saying here, at the end of the day, Done For You Magic Teams, you can sign up for $195, $97, whatever it is, $197. Have 10 websites. That's $197 per website, right? And the faster you can build them, the quicker you can have them rented, the quicker that you can have that income coming back to you. But it's all being part of the same process.
Just say for that monthly fee, 197, right? You get we include hosting, we include the support. You're going to get 10 themes, including the agency setup, all the training in there. There is so much stuff that we've included for that price. It's absolutely crazy, and we had many discussions about the right pricing of this for people, and we can easily charge a lot more. But the thing is we decided to go with a more sensible price for people, so that more people can get in, they can get started, and as they once you've used those 10 licenses and your income's coming back, and you grow, then you can come back to us for more licenses, and that's how we grow. So it's about we support you, you support us. And that's the exciting thing about this.
Well, it's income that comes back around, that feeds the devs, that feeds the machine, that keeps creating the products, that keeps creating the extra tools that we want to have for you guys. Because development can be cheap and you can get crap, or you can spend money and you can get good things, right? We spend money and we develop the tools that make it simpler for you, which is a perfect segue to what's coming up, Stephen.
What's coming up? Well,
what are we working on next?
Well, there are so many projects. The thing is, I so want to share, right? But the problem being is when I put one in the chat if you want to hear, right, in the Zoom chat, if you want to hear what's coming up next. So I'll tell you what, we'll go to the inner circle and I'll share some things for 2024. All right. 1.9 from Paul. So let's go. Barry's 1, Richard's 1, Tommy's 1, Paul's 1.9, Stefan's 1, Sarah's 111111211. There's always a couple of awkward ones in there that have to do it a bit differently, and but yeah, we'll share some bits and pieces, because this today is our last live for you in all the groups for 2023. We're not on air next Friday. What we're going to do is do a Zoom get together for just the inner circle members only. It'll be the same time on Friday, but it's just like it'll be a get together just to celebrate the year, and it's not going to be recorded. It's going to be sort of an open mic, have a chat with one another, bring your own beers, or drinks, and it'll be that sort of thing. It's not compulsory, because we know that Christmas gets in the way, or your celebrations gets in the way. You go away to see people, but if you can make it, we'd love you to be here next Friday. For those that are on the inner circle, can I just say very quickly, Robin Fraser, welcome to the inner circle. You've come and joined at a good time with lots of things happening, and I did put a link to the Zoom room in there. If you do want to hop on, you're quite welcome to, or you can watch from inside the inner circle Facebook group. But I'm actually now going to switch over. I've got to go and find the video, Robert. And
Well, I'll tell you what, while you're finding the video,
yeah,
what I'll say is, because next week we're not going to be live, we wish all of you the very happiest holidays. Spend time with your family, spend
yeah,
time with your loved ones, enjoy the holidays. They go over so fast, and then it's back to work, right? We're talking about 2024 already, because that's where we're focused. We're focused on the growth of people's individual agencies, and we could have started that a month ago. But the reality was, why would we want to take the holidays away from people? Because they're not focused. You know, you want to start the year off focused on your goals and achieving them. And that's why the accountability partner program is starting in January. But
it's gonna be a do as we do type thing, you know. And will there be times when we won't have answers? Yes, but guess what? Myself and Robert got people that we know I can go and get the answers. You know, I've got a friend who I know who works with somebody who works closely with Google, and so anytime I need information, I go to him and I get the information on updates and things to worry about and what not to worry about. And you know, on that note as well, something else I want to share with people is I'll tell on the inner circle.
take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.
We'll see everyone in all the freebie groups in 2024. So also, Happy New Year to you in advance.
Yeah.